I'm not sure many people realize this, but Ankeny just passed Waukee as the second largest city in the metro. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why that is. And I'm not even going to point out the coolest part of Ankeny, in my opinion, which is the district. Because I've already done a video on that. And the first place we're gonna go to explain why Ankeny is the Pavilions. And the Pavilions in Ankeny, there are two huge overhang, open concept, and really just open park with a big grass field in the middle and restaurants all the way around the area. On Saturday mornings, they do a farmer's market where tons of vendors, dozens of vendors show up and they provide food, knickknacks, crafts. Before we get to my favorite part about this area in the Pavilion, let's talk about the restaurants that are in the area. There are restaurants that are old school and new school alike. You have new Fire Trucker Brewery, which is, well, it's a handful of years old now. We also have Uptown. Uptown is probably my favorite restaurant in Ankeny. Our family comes here, they have good gluten-free options. So it's something, if we're in Ankeny and we need food, it's almost always we're going to Uptown, and that's right across the way, right here. And the cool thing about that is you can order food and you can go sit under the pavilions, bring the kids' bikes, and the kids get to ride their bikes all the way around the pavilions. And we eat and kind of have an outdoor picnic-esque right outside of a restaurant. It's one of the things we absolutely love about this area. Now, later in the episode, we're gonna kind of talk about other areas of Ankeny that have activities that aren't quite so active. But my favorite part about the Pavilion and Ankeny in general is the core and the hub that it has created of the biking community. Because right here, we have paths that connect downtown Des Moines, clear up north to Madrid and the High Trestle Trail, and throughout the city of Des Moines. And to me, when you connect a city with other cities via bike routes and biker lanes, it just makes all the cities connected, and it keeps people active. And an active community, an active city is always growing. So this is a really, really cool. Obviously, it's probably outdated now because they put it up a year or two ago, and there's been so much growth in the biking community. But let's check about the Central Iowa Trails Hub info. So this is where we're at. And if you can't exactly tell there, all of those red lines are all bike trails, and the dotted lines are bike trails that are coming soon. So that, if you haven't already heard the story, my wife and I met on RAGBRAI, the annual bike ride across Iowa, where you get on a bike on one border and you bike in 7 days to the other side. We met on RAGBRAI, so biking and staying active is is something that keeps us and our family together, enjoying life. And so anytime that there is biking in a community, it draws me closer. And quite frankly, it's one of the pillars of why Ankeny is now the second largest city in the Des Moines metro. Now, if Ankeny isn't your jam and you've seen these videos and you're like, Ankeny just doesn't feel good for me, that's fine. My name is Darson Grantham and I'm a real estate agent, and I help people kind of understand the cities around Des Moines, whether it's the core middle of Des Moines, the urban center, or it's Waukee out in the suburbs in the west, it's Ankeny to the north, Norwalk to the south, Altoona to the east. It doesn't matter. I personally don't care. There's a 20-minute drive everywhere around the metro because that's what our commute is. And so if you're interested in an area and I haven't talked about it, or you want specifics, more specifics about an area, please reach out. I'm happy to put that together, and we'll try to do more and more of these vlogs to give you kind of boots on the ground. If you are moving here or you're trying to figure out what area of Des Moines you like, please watch these videos, subscribe, comment below. I'm happy to help. And if you're really interested, reach out below. Our team will help out. We'll get on a phone call. We'll set up something on your calendar to make it easy for you to jump on, and we will just discuss the area. We'll bring up a map. We'll just talk about what's cool about Des Moines, what things you do for a hobby, and what communities might most fit your lifestyle. And there's going to be people that argue with me on this, is this area even part of Ankeny? And this video isn't all about stuff in Ankeny. It's what makes Ankeny Ankeny. And that brings me to the place that we're at, which would be Saylorville Arena and Saylorville Lake. And the reason I wanted to bring it up and talk about Saylorville is because it is a destination for folks outside of the metro to come to a lake that is close to them and enjoy the beautiful lake weather, right? Or the lake life. And so if you love that, there are options for you. The downside about Saylorville Lake is the fact that you can't build a house on Saylorville Lake. It is a reservoir. There's camping in Big Creek, which is just north of Saylorville. So there are things that you can do, but you unfortunately can't build a house on Saylorville Lake. So you'll have none of that. Other things that they have around Saylorville is there is trails, there's bike trails, there is camping, so all of that fun stuff for you to enjoy. A couple other things about Saylorville is you're able to dock your boat. So it's not just it's your and I don't really have a reason. I don't know why Saylorville is so overlooked. As you can see, there are hundreds of boats out here. There's slips available. They have storage. It is a huge thing to do in central Iowa, and a lot of people enjoy it. So if you are the boating type, Des Moines has that, and the Des Moines area has that, and it's one of the things that makes Ankeny what it is. It is in the northwest corner of Ankeny, up by Polk City, so it isn't actually in the middle of Ankeny, but it is within a 5-minute drive. And actually, if you look on a map, you can see there are houses that are built just north of Saylorville, the Saylorville Marina, where you literally can live in a community and drive a golf cart over to the lake. Now, obviously you're not on the lake, but it does have that appeal and is available for someone that if you wanted to buy a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 house and live within a 10-minute drive of a lake, have a slip on the lake, you absolutely could do that. And that's why I'm here. So before we go to the next place, which is a little boring, but really describes the reason and the growth of Ankeny, let's talk a little bit about the houseboat scene at Saylorville. It's kind of a cool thing that isn't talked about. There's many houseboats. So if you don't want to buy a house, but you want to buy a houseboat, I'm really not sure how that works, but I will help you figure out how to make it work if that's your goal. And before we get to the next part of the tour, which is a lot more boring than Saylorville, I'm going to be candid, it's a lot more boring, but it drives the economy in Ankeny, in central Iowa, and we're going to get into that right after we go check out what the restaurant that sits on the lake looks like. Let's go. We got a little boat rental option. Rent a pontoon for work event, family event, you name it. So as you can imagine, on a day that isn't the middle of a Thursday in a restaurant, this place would be hopping, where people are getting off their boats, wanting to grab a cold drink, waiting for someone to arrive. I've been to a handful of lakes here in Iowa, obviously. There's not a ton, right? But we have that option. And a few of them, most of them actually, the marina, there is not a restaurant or bar to just chill at until your boat arrives to pick you up, to maybe take you to the party cove or take you to the beach with the family. So this is a pretty cool plus about Saylorville Lake, and quite frankly, brings a lot of people. Now remember, if this is helpful, please like, subscribe, share, comment below. What do you hate or love about Ankeny? I would love to hear it. Let's have some conversation in the comments. Ankeny videos are always some of my very best performing videos. So please tell us, what am I missing about Ankeny? The pros, cons, good, bad. What is it about Ankeny that you love and hate? Please share in the comments, and thank you. If you need anything, any education about real estate, if you need help buying, selling, please reach out to our team. We're happy to help. That's why we put on these videos. We want to help people pick neighborhoods that fit them instead of picking neighborhoods that fit other people from what they hear. I want to be the truth of the market and what Des Moines real estate looks like, whether it's the suburbs, whether it's the core of Des Moines, or any of the acreages around. I want to be that go-to person and educate you on where you want to live. Now, to round out the day, we're at the most boring spot, but we started out over there, which is the district. And I say the most boring because all growth comes with good economy, right? And what happened was a small community college had a couple successful people, and it really grew the Ankeny area, and that is DMAC. And right now, DMAC's campus, it's a community college. It isn't what you think of as a typical campus. It doesn't have the road trees. It's not the big beautiful place to stay. It's a community college, but it has all of the industries that you can think of. It educates students in an affordable way. It is one of the most pivotal things about the Ankeny community, in my opinion. It provides education to professional students. It provides education to blue collar. It provides education for the trades. It's all across the board one of the best things that and reasons why Ankeny has grown the way it has, in my opinion.